Are you serious? Are you serious? Alabama quarterback Tua Tagovailoa and Clemson's quarterback Trevor Lawrence have something in common besides being the star quarterbacks of their undefeated football teams, both teams 14-0, and going into the national championship football game. Both of these young men professing to be devout Christians. And this is amazing. Matter of fact, reports coming in that Clemson's quarterback star freshman Trevor Lawrence, he's not just 6'7" with a rocket arm, but he talks about faith a lot. His quote, "I put my identity in what Christ says." Actually, Trevor Lawrence is the Clemson Tigers' newly named freshman quarterback about mid-season, about the fifth game, when he became the starting quarterback of the already undefeated Clemson Tigers. But he cares immensely about, of course, the game of football, but even more about his faith. In a recent press conference during the season, the freshman from Johnson City, Tennessee, opened up about his faith and how it informs his life. Quote on Twitter, he said, "I put my identity in what Christ says, who he thinks I am, and who I know that he says I am." Matter of fact, that's just always my personality. Lawrence told reporters, he said, "Football's important to me, but it's not my life. It's not the biggest thing in my life. I would say my faith is the biggest thing in my life. And that just comes from knowing who I am outside of that. No matter how big the situation is, it's not going to define me." The quarterback, who just turned 19 years old back in October, says that keeping his identity firm in Christ is what keeps him going. And even when he messes up on or off the field, he said, "I put my identity in what Christ says, who he thinks I am, who I know that he says I am." You know, it's one of Apostle Paul said, "It's not I that liveth, but Christ that liveth in me." That's exactly what Trevor Lawrence is saying. And he goes on to say, "Like I said, it really does not matter what people think of me or how good they think I play. That does not really matter. That has been a big thing for me in my situation, just knowing that and having confidence in that." Lawrence is also vocal about how diligent he is with his time, not using social media during the football season in order to stay focused on as possible. And he said, "I definitely get tagged in a lot of stuff and shown a lot of stuff, but I've tried to kind of stay off Twitter and Instagram and all that during the season. And I've looked at it a few times," but he said the most part is I have kept it deleted, and I try and stay away from as much as I can right now. I thought it was important to share not only his faith, but Tua's faith over at Alabama, who also is a devout Christian and puts God number one in his life. And isn't it ironic that these two starting quarterbacks will be at the national spotlight for the national championship in football, college football, when in an era where we need good young people as role models and rising up in a world filled with confusion and sin and a lack of understanding. It's good to see a couple young men rise to the top with their faith in Jesus Christ. I'll be back with more current world events and how they relate to biblical prophecy. I'm sure all my followers who are Alabama fans are going to say "Roll Tide," but of course the Clemson Tiger fans are going to also be looking for the title. So God bless all of you, and I'll see all of you next time right here. By the way, I'll be live at 7 p.m. Eastern on Sunday Night Live. It is going to be a powerful program. And don't forget, I will also be going live tomorrow night, New Year's Eve, with an unbelievable broadcast. We're going to review 2018, one of the most prophetic years we've ever had since 1968 and maybe since 1948 in biblical prophecy. And then we're going to take a look at the 19 points, apocalyptic points of 2019. Wow. Are you serious? Are you saved? I'll see you at 7 o'clock tonight.